Good morning, good morning. You know, it's a real shame how politicians, they mess up their jobs. I mean, like you going to work, like, not you, but let's just say you go to work and you just know people just, as soon as they freaking punch in, they just are total screw-ups. They don't know policy, they don't know procedures, they just don't even know how to do their job properly. They're just there to collect a check, and that's what I feel like our politicians are doing. Excuse me. You know, regardless of what side of the aisle, although I do think most of the screw-ups are definitely on one side of the aisle, it affects both parties. So this is, you know, the bottom line is this: we're hearing a lot, and normally what we hear on television comes in waves. It gets popular, then you don't hear about it. Gets popular again, then you don't hear about it. Racism is another one of those subject matters that comes in waves. Actually, a better analogy than waves is cycles. They come in cycles. So now we're hearing a lot about free college and debt repayment. So why is this? Well, we got one party that is coming up for re-election, and it is already presumed, even by their own sided news media outlets, it's already presumed that they're gonna just get their ass handed to them. I love these people that go like 2 miles an hour in like a 35 or something like that. He's like, I'm so scared. They know it. So what do? They know they screwed up their job. They know that what they want is not a representative of the people who elect them into office. So what do? They try to get the people who elected them into office to forget about everything else that they mucked up and focusing on the free stuff. You pay them off, or you attempt to pay them off. Student loan debt. We're going to forgive all you folks. Your student loan debt is just going to be forgiven. And in a person's mind, they think poof, like magic, like dust, like something solid. Poof, it's just dust and it blows away in the wind and it's gone. That's not how it happens. That is not how it happens. Student loans will never go away. The bank who subsidized those loans, who loaned out the money, I should say, will always get their money back. It's just who they get it back from. So, you know, if you're a student, you think your student loan debt is going to go away. No. It just changes hands to the taxpayers. Now, if you're a student, this is where things get very interesting. If you're a student and you also work, let's hypothetically say your student loan debt gets wiped away, but then you go back to work and now part of your taxes are allocated to paying back that student loan. Not just yours, everybody else's. And not just one student. You will pay student loan debt until you die. So you can pretty much pay for multiple. I'm already getting freaking. Never mind. So you're pretty much paying student loans until the day you die in the form of federal taxes. That's all that's going to happen. And it's an illusion that you're getting something for free. But in the grand scheme of things, you're actually paying more, because now you're paying a student loan debt from the first day that you get a job that pulls federal taxes all the way to the last day that you're working. That could be 40, 50, 60, 70 years until you retire. You're paying student loan debts. Everybody else has student loan debt. I'm getting a little bit out of scope here, a little bit off range here. My point is this. I think it's very unfair that somebody's already paid their own student loan and is now working, now has to be taxed to pay others their student loans. And not just one person. Again, he or she will have to pay a student loan tax, whatever they call it, that's semantics, for the rest of their working lives. Who knows? It might even be incorporated into property taxes. Therefore, they'll have to pay a student loan debt till death. You never know. It's best if you want to get something, you save up. And this is the, honest to God, the cheapest way. If you want something, it's best that you save up and get it yourself. Don't expect it for free, which is really not free. It's paid by the your federal taxes, possibly your state taxes. I don't know how they're going to do it. And then you'll have to pay it for life. You see what I'm saying? I just think it's very unfair. You know, I took out a student loan. I'm down to $3,000 now, $3 measly $1,000, and I've been paying my student loan for, I don't want to overstate it, 15 years. We'll just say 15 years. 15 years of debt, and I paid it back. I'm down to $3,000. I think it's so unfair that after I paid that back my own, there is a possibility these freaking corrupt lawmakers will attempt to buy your votes, buy my vote, attempt to buy my vote by forcing me to forgive my student loan debt in the illusion that it's forgiven, only to trade it for a federal or state tax and pay for forever. Anyway, I said my piece. I don't think it's good. Even if you're a student, think about it. It might be great that you might get your student loan debt forgiven, but when you go to work, you're going to have to pay for it. You're going to have to pay for everybody else's, and depending on the length of how long you work is what you're going to be paying for. Anyway, folks, take care.